Hello, welcome back. We are on with some more Skyline stuff at the moment. Got a load of stuff ready. Side skirts, both doors. So they've all been repaired, primered, sanded. So now we've got to give them a clean and then try and get them masked up. So I'll try and put you over here if we can. Hopefully you can see. Something you can see there, yeah. Lost me the cloth as well somewhere. So basically these will get cleaned again. These will get cleaned again before we paint. It's just give them a clean now, just so we can get the tape on and stuff like that. Let's do the next one. What have I done with my usual thing? Put it somewhere safe. It's the same again on this one. Camera angle's terrible, I do apologise. So just give it a spray. So this one's a solvent degreaser. Oh, there we go. This will just get rid of any greases or skanky bits or anything like that. Like I said, it will have another clean before we paint, so it's just, it cannot be too clean, is what I was always told. So if it needs cleaning again, do it again. If you're not sure whether you've done it, do it again anyway. Save you a lot of aggro down the road. So, right, we'll get these side skirts done. I don't know if I can put. So as you can see, I'm not masking anything on these side skirts. They're just normal side skirts. But while I was cleaning the doors, it makes sense to clean them as well. I don't know if you can see that properly or not, but that's just side skirts. It's any dust and a bit of dirt maybe or something like that, but just put that up there. Worth getting rid of. So now we'll get these, get the doors masked up. Basically we're just going to put a skirt all the way around them. Makes sense in a minute when you see it. That's just to stop. We don't want to dirty the inside of the door, we don't want to paint the inside of the door. Now some people would hang these up, they are stripped anyway. What was the reason for it? Oh yeah, just so I can get to the backs properly. We're just going to lay them flat and paint them flat, so it's a bit easier for me paint wise than tomorrow, because we've got to fit them. So when they're finished in here and they're dry, they'll go straight back on the car. That's some more bits out of the way, and then front bumper, which I still need to modify ever so slightly. And then that's the Skyline done then, hopefully. So right, show you what I made now. Basically it just keeps everything from going underneath. Because we're painting across the top, we'll start at the back of the boot, we'll rear extract it. So we'll start at the back and work our way forward, and all the paint will go over the top as opposed to all around the bottom and everything like that. Hence we've just got the skirts on, so it'll be fine. So we've got tack cloth now. We have cleaned it again. Just nip around with the tack cloth. Because we've cleaned it a few times already. Hardly anything on there. I'll try and usual thing, put first coat on, and then I'll come back at the end and have another look. Right, I'll get organised. Right, I don't know if that worked or not. We'll put the first layer in nice and thin and fast. Basically gives the second layer and the third layer something to stick to, if you like. I let that flash off quite well. Then we'll come back, put the next 2 layers on, and then I'll come back and show you when we've finished it all. Back in a minute. So just going to let that come back up to temperature again, because it's pretty cold out here, hence you can tell by the face. That isn't warm, that's cold. Right, so back in the booth now, we're all painted. Some doors. Turned out really nice and clean, which is what we want. Less flat and polishing, that type of thing. So what I've done with the skirts, I've just pulled them down, because although I've taped to the back, what we don't want is any paint that might be on the edge just sticking to the paint and then stuff like that. So we don't want any hard edges, if you like, so I just peel that back off. But yeah, that looks nice and clean. A couple of little nippers in there, nothing major. That's dirt nips, if you didn't know. I'll go back outside again. Right, we're nearly up to temperature now, so what we'll do is when that gets to 28, that'll turn off. -4 this morning. Should just turn off, wait for the fan. There we go. Right, you'll be able to hear me now unless the compressor starts up or something like that. So basically now we move on to the next job of the day. So everybody's got we aim to always try and paint at least something each day. It's not always possible. Sometimes we might end up painting 3 or 4 things. Sometimes we might not paint anything, but we'd try and paint something every day, because in my head that's progress. So I've shown you the transit, I'll show you again. So these are all prepped now. We've got the lower panel below the fuel cap. This one sits below the AdBlue door, this one's your fuel cap. They were both missing when they came back off of hire. Guess the fairies have had them. So when you get them from Ford, there's a compressor. There we go. It's actually the fridge airing off, so I'm going to edit that bit out anyway. I forgot where I was, complete mind blank. So yeah, fuel cap, AdBlue, below the AdBlue, and then we've just got the sliding door to do. We're just going to blow that up the top here. So we've polished up here. Don't know if you can see. So we've polished this area, and then we've sort of scotch pad into our polished area, if you like, and that's where we're going to do our blowing. In an ideal world, we'd paint the door, all of it, but then there's bits of damage on the middle of the door that I don't really want to do. So again, it's a trade job, so we kind of have to do minimal, but also some of it might be old damage, so whoever hired it last might not be responsible for this piece. So we fixed this piece, the other piece might have been missed. Speaking of being missed, we've got a cracking one outside transit. We're waiting to hear back from it at the minute, actually. Somebody's gone into a barrier, completely wrecked the roof. Again, nobody knows who did it, so when we get authorization of that one, you'll see that one in the later video. So you'll see what I mean with that one. It's terrible. But yeah, we'll get Don't need to be waffling either, do I? So now we've got some, everything's ready for this one. We finished the skyline for now anyway. So what we're going to do is get a bit of warmth. Where are we? There we go. So just got these lamps on. It's cold at the minute, you see, so it's not so bad in the workshop. But basically that's going to put some heat into the panel. As you've heard me waffle on before, it's very important to have a bit of panel temperature. You do not want to be putting cold paint on a cold panel, because you'll want to put more on because it's thicker consistency. And if your paint's cold and your panel's cold, you'll end up putting more on. It takes forever to dry. You'll get no end of gloss drop in the morning, but also you risk big heavy sags. So you're better off having some heat in the panel, and you can build up a nice three nice layers as opposed to 3 thick ones or 2 thick ones, if you like. Right, anyway, enough of the waffling. So we're going to go and mix some paint back up for this Transit. We've just covered this one for now. I don't want to put it outside because I need it dry for the morning for one, and everything outside is still frozen from last night. So, and we're in the, what are we now? 3:30. So yeah, and I need to work on this one tomorrow, so I'd rather it not be frozen. So I'm going to cover it up, paint that, and I better crack on. Right, mix some paint. Right, so we mixed the paint now. I'm just going round. We've already cleaned it anyway. I'm just going round with a tack cloth, just making sure we've got everything. Quite a bit on there. Better to do this sort of stuff because nobody likes platinum polishing. It's boring. Pretty much everything can be flat and polished. It's just if you can avoid it, you try and avoid it because it's boring. So there is some people out there, some serious OCD people that love it. I suppose we all have OCD in our own way. Some people really like cleaning, or detailing as they call it nowadays. I'm pretty sure it used to be valeting, they just take longer. Might just be me, but I'm not taking out from it. Some of these do some nice jobs, some of them. I never understood what the difference was between a valeter and a detailer, other than the length of time that they spend doing it, or the cost of it. So again, not taking it away from anybody that does it for a living. So just saying. Maybe you can let me know in the comments if it is anything other than what I've said. Be nice sometimes to be able to spend the sort of bigger jobs that we do. You'll see them from, just for example, the MGs or the transporters or something. They're nearly always retail jobs, so they're priced accordingly, but we can also spend the time needed. So it's nicer to do them than it is sometimes some of these trade jobs, because sometimes you just don't want to do them because it almost feels like you're doing half a job sometimes, you know. But it's all work, so and the customer's always right apparently, so that's why we do these things. And it's regular work that keeps the bills paid. So I've always said if it fits through the door, we'll paint it, which is why we do. I do calm that down a bit now. We had to paint a couple of bits of machinery once, which was a right pain. More so the masking involved. God, it was painful that was. The ones I actually enjoy doing are the lorry ones, to be honest with you, because I like lorries myself, so it's enjoy them ones more, if you like. So if it's old and quirky or a lorry, I like them ones. So anyway, I'm waffling, not painting this van, aren't I? So we'll get this van sorted out. I won't be able to show too much of it, so again we'll have to come back at the end, because it'll by the time I put the fans on in my workshop, it's really noisy, so we'll have to come back when it's done and have a look at that. But back soon. Right, we're back again. For you this would have carried on anyway, but so you can see we're just painted now. Again, I've just pulled off the tape from the edge, both sides. Flicked it up the top there so you can just see what we're doing. That can be turned off now, it's going to make more sense what we're done. These two bits. Done the same with that one as well. Just peeled the tape off, as you can see, along the edge. That's all painted, looking nice now. So what we'll do with that is we'll get it debagged in the morning, demasked. We'll nib any bits that we need to nib, and then get it all back together. We've got quite a few new parts to fit on this one. If I do get a chance to film some of it, I will do. Not everybody wants to be on camera, so I have to be careful about where I put the camera and stuff like that. So just for our blow-ins, for the people that are interested, we'll just use the Meeper loser spray, which is basically a fade out thinner, if you like. Some people buy it by the litre and keep it in a small gun. Some people use aerosol. I always prefer the aerosol just because it's convenient, really. It's just on the top there, you just grab it, use it. Yeah, that'll be it for now, and then hopefully I can show you a bit more on this tomorrow. Right, again I've completely forgot I'm outside, if you can't tell. So you can see these are back together now. Transit, new panel on here, new light that side, so that was dealt with. We've fixed the mirrors now. Right, try again. Battery went dead. Good old GoPros when they're cold. GoPros when they're cold, even. Don't know where that came from. Right, so let's have a look down here. So you see we've done the sliding door. What we've done is we've just polished the edges, so basically make sure that our colour match was good and stuff like that, so there's no whinging when they pick it up, because we've only painted one panel edge to edge, which is not advised, but obviously for them to keep the cost down, you see. So we just polish it back up and the colour looks good. So this one's had a new mirror, new indicator, which wasn't too bad, and then this side's had a whole new mirror completely. I don't know if I showed you these or not, I can't remember. Obviously comes with a new one of them. Right, yeah, so that's that one going out very soon, you can see now. They'll take it back, give it a good clean and a valet before they sell it on. This is another one that we've got that's just turned up, actually. Somebody's riveted a big sign on it. As you can see, really, really nice. And usual door. It's completely knackered. And another one with a broken wing mirror. They do get some hammer, these transits. They tend to drive nice, but I don't think the build quality is quite there. Some stuff's falling off them and all sorts. So right, we're back on with the other custom now, so I'll get myself organised and I'll show you that one. Right, so we're carrying on again. Transit, another one, there we go. So on this one, I might have already showed you on a previous video or not. Got a little repair here, nothing major, we'll show you around that. A little repair here. Don't know if you can see that, make more sense. Where they've had some stickers before and a bit of crappy paintwork, I don't know if you can see that or not. So these have been painted before in the past, and that's kind of like a sunken repair, if you like. So I'm guessing they would have had a repair around here somewhere. Judging at the lines, there's a couple. You see them going down there, a couple down that way. You can see the old writing where it's peeled the paint off. That there though, that's base coats come directly off the primer. So that's base coat failure. Does happen sometimes. We've had them as well. We've had clear coat failures. We've had a base coat failure at one stage, turns out. There's always a reason for it, normally. Either a bad product, certain colours, which I've already spoken about in previous videos or this videos. They're more prone to it, or if you get a really hard clear coat, it can chip easier because it's super hard and brittle, but then the moisture and everything gets underneath it. This might have been too wet when it was cleared because there isn't a lot of gloss on it. I don't know, it looks glossy in the picture, but there really isn't a lot of gloss on that. It's probably just because I've got lights on behind us. So I'd imagine it's an application or a product failure, that one. So sometimes we've had them before, the adhesive from the vinyl can eat through cheap clear coats and cause that same thing as well. It'll just peel off in sheets. We've had we've not had them here, but when water-based first came out, people were applying it. You think it's dry, you clear coat over the top, everything's fine. You take it to the jet wash and give it a wash a few months down the road, the base layer was still damp, if you like. Although it's dry to touch on the outside, the base layer was still dry, and then it would peel off in sheets. Now we don't tend to get that anymore because we're on the 3rd generation water, so the products and everything's moved on no end. So it's a lot better now. Matches a lot better. Coffee's the special ingredient there. Gotta have coffee. Right, anyway, more waffle there. So yeah, we're doing that. We are going to, because we've got base coat up here, and we're going to have to fix all these scratches and somebody else's run that they left in there. So we're going to have to deal with that as well. You can see a bit of a mask edge up there. This is a trade job, so we can't go too mental with it. It's for a hire company, so they've just got to be clean and tidy when they go out. So we can't go too mental, as in we're not going to strip it to death or anything like that. I'm just going to whip the handle out. We've got to have this out anyway because the damage is right there. Got to get behind that and hopefully tap that back out if we can. If not, we'll have to pull it. What was that? What else is on it? Here as well, I don't know if it makes any sense or not. That is dented. I don't know if you can see or not on here. You can see the scratch, but that is dented. It's very, very shallow. It won't probably be worth even pulling. It'll probably want a good sand and feather out, and then a very small skim of filler. Most of that will be gone with primer anyway. The scratch makes it look worse than what it is. Also as well, when they painted this last time, they must have left the sticker on and then have since peeled it off because it's not there anymore. So somebody's peeled off the sticker and then painted that to the sticker, which is a bit rough. So because it's got a lot of fallout on it, I don't know if you can see that or not. You see a bit more on the back here. See them little brown marks? That's sort of rust, if you like. Doesn't mean the van's rusty, it just means it's got brake dust can form it, or if it's been parked near a foundry, or if somebody's been grinding or something like that. So we're going to have to deal with that. But because that repair is so close and it's silver, we will be blending the bottom half of this door. There's nothing really on there, but we'll just take it up to this line, that sharp line, just lose it there, just to save whipping out the handle and stuff like that. I should just say as well, actually, these things. Now, because I'm painting the door, I don't have to be too precious. We're not going to reuse them either, because we never refit them. So we don't have to be too precious, but we don't want to damage the door as such. So all I use is a filler spreader. So yeah, just slide her that way around. There we go. And they'll just come off. I should say I have warmed them up just to make my life a bit easier. Again, you can do that with a heat gun or a lamp or whatever it is that you use, whatever it is you're into. If you use a blow lamp, just keep it turned down and moving very quickly, because you just want to soften it. See how easy that came off? You basically just want to soften it enough to take them off. I don't have to worry about scratching the van or anything like that. So if you are taking them off your own vehicle, use well, you can try and peel them off with a bit of heat, or somebody else they use dental floss actually, or fishing line or something like that. I've seen people use. But then you've still got to clean off what's left. So you're either going to use a tar and glue remover, which is boring, and again you question life choices at that point, or we just use a caramel wheel, which, or right, so I've got the caramel wheels. You can see them here. These just spin on a drill. That'll mess with your head, won't it? Whoa. They're not dear, about 7 or 8 quid or something like that, less than a tenner anyway. But basically, you just put that on nice and gently. Make sure you get it on the letters. And that's it basically. You go over the whole thing like so, and if you want to, you can always give it a wipe afterwards. As with anything paint related, you're always cleaning anyway, so you are going to be wiping something over it, whether it's tar and glue or whether it's some thinners or whatever else you need to get rid of. Whoever, you can make out the stickering on this from the previous people that have hide it, but they've got rid of the glue, but you can still see some of the lettering. I don't know if it shows up on camera or not, so but if there's any glue left, you do that first and then start your repairs basically. So I'll get that cleaned up. Right, we've got the transit into, well, I've done some filler work on the transit now. We're just coming back to these tractor parts which I've shown you already. So we're just going to try and weld these up. Again, we're not going mental with them, we just need to get them cleaned up enough. I don't think he even wants us to body work them because it's going to go back on the tractor and never to be seen again. This is where it kind of bolts on, so you might see that one, so we'll have to deal with that one I think. And then these bits down here, just get them welded back up, ground back down. So we'll get on with that. We'll come back and show you, because we're going to have the compressor running in a minute, so there's no point me leaving that on. And then I'll come back and show you what we've done, but you can see it from here. We'll get it cleaned up, get welded. Right, I don't know if I pressed the button or not, so we'll try again. These are the bits of welding. Welded the front piece as well. So we'll get them ground back now and dealt with and washed out and everything. We will have to deal with the top piece just a little bit of filler work in there. Very thin if we can, because there's a lot of flex on these. He would rather it be a tad out of shape than loaded up with filler and pin straight. So if somebody gets on and off these things and they bend them and lean on them and rub them, and you'll be straight through the paint. So we'll get on with that and join you back in a moment. Right, so this is the second one, the other arm. We've only got one piece on here. Everything on this one looks pretty good. So yeah, I'll get this one welded up. Yeah, show you that quickly. Get that welded up. Need to grind some of that out and all. Looks a bit skanky, so hopefully you can hear me alright over that racket. But welded it up now, as you can see. Crack's all gone. So now we've done that, we can get everything organised. Do any filler work we're going to do, which is very minimal. Then get everything thrown in the booth so we can get a lot of it primed. So we've got 3 different jobs to prime, so I'm going to try and do it all at the same time. And then hopefully tomorrow's a new day and we can start prepping them for paint then, which might be in the next video. But we'll show what we can in this video. I'm already nearly chewed through this SD card, so I don't know how much we're going to have on there. That's any good to watch, it might all be rubbish, so we'll find out. But right, so we've got a booth on now. Put this gun down somewhere. I've only got one pair of hands. Right, try again. So we've got everything set up. The van's kind of half in the booth, half out of the booth. So we've got a couple of little bits of priming to do on the back of that. If it wasn't raining, I'd have turned it around and had the back end in here, but it's going to have to be that way around for now. Luckily we're rear extracted, so everything will get sucked towards the back anyway. So we've got these to do. This is a bumper job. I don't think you've seen this one yet. We've got there are a couple of skyline bits. They're the rear spats that are part of the body kit, if you like. I've got to prime them. We've got a handful of other stuff we can get painted then next week. You'll see that in the next video. So you can see these. Like I said, it's not fussy, but you still kind of want to make it look nice, don't you? So so just tidy them bits up. So we're going to get all this in primer, and then I'll show you around at the end, see what it all looks like. Hopefully it looks better than what it does now. So right, we're on record, aren't we? Yeah, we're back now, so you can see they're all primed. Brand new again now, don't they? So what we do, just got a bit of satin black for a guide coat. Just going to give it a quick spray. Guide coat, for those that don't know, is when we're sanding, it will highlight any low areas, any deep scratches or anything like that, so we know we have to sand a little bit more. There's enough material on here. I know he wasn't too precious anyway, but everything's had 3 coats. There's plenty to flat back to anyway, make them look nice. And now they're ready as well for the skyline. We've got another handful of bits that's kind of ready for paint, so we can get them done, get them put on the car as well, and then we're nearly done with that. That'd be nice to get that gone. I'll show you the transit actually. You'll see another transit for the MGB people out there. An MGB. Another one in. We will go around that on the next video, so if you're into that, we'll show you that one on the next video. It is a V8, a genuine V8 and a genuine chrome bumper as well, so it's the V8 is like proper wedged in there, so we'll show you that anyway because it looks nice. And then the transit, just to finish, we can see we've just guide coated these already. Little repair down here, and a repair on that side. That'll be it for this video. If you're liking this way of me filming, showing you what we're doing, like and subscribe, let me know in the comments. Rather than just focusing on one, I'm just trying to show you what we're doing because we're very busy. There's always a handful of stuff on the go, so like today we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different jobs into primer. We've got more vehicles swapped around, and we're only RPS2, so that's why it's difficult sometimes to show one video, because I forget where I was, and then terrible really. Anyway, waffling again. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully we'll see these transits, or this transit painted and all the tracks and stuff, and then I'll show you around that MGB on the next one. Right, bye for now.